Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is RAYNNE, aka Riri, and I'm a plus size model and a self-taught and freelance makeup artist here in North Carolina. And I love setting sprays and face mists and hydrating mist. You get the point. When you're a dry skin beauty like myself, you pretty much have to spray your face 3, 4, 5, 100 times during makeup application, and I'm just obsessed with sprays. I have way too many. I love any spray that is really fresh smelling, coconutty, fruity. Rose scent is probably my all-time favorite. Probably a tie with coconut actually. Anything other than cucumber, I don't like cucumber scent, although I love cucumbers, you know, in their raw form. But yeah, I love and I'm obsessed with all kinds of sprays, hydrating mist, things like that. I just feel like they make a difference in how the skin looks. I feel like they make a difference in how the product sets on the complexion. So yeah, anyways, today's video is me going to give my first impressions review on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. I originally was not going to pick it up, and then I did watch 2 reviews. I normally don't do that if I know I'm going to get something, but I was pretty impressed on those 2 videos. So I was like, I just want to try it out. And it's a little something different for me. I don't really always go outside the box as far as pinks, purples, things like that. So yeah, and I was kind of inspired by my hair, and is definitely giving me cotton candy vibes, and I'm living for this look. So if you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching, and please don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that notification bell. I would love to have you be part of my beauty family. So keep on watching. I literally just received it like just a few seconds ago. Literally. And again, I had a different video planned to put up for today. I was going to be my birthday haul and stuff like that, so that will be coming on Friday because I'm dying to get into this palette and I'm going out of town, so I wouldn't have time to, you know, film otherwise. So I'm going to go ahead. I need to remind myself to open these before I start filming. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, if I can get into it, guys, we can get started. And I love how they package things. So let me pull this out of the box. Oh god, I'm so excited, you guys. So she is very well wrapped, thank goodness. And here's what she looks like. She's absolutely stunning. So again, it is the Riviera palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Kind of based on the French Riviera. Oh my gosh. Oh, I haven't even taken it out, you guys. I'm just so excited. And as you can see, of course, like the rest of my face is done. I only did kind of a half brow. I was lazy. And I have a million things to do before I go out of town tomorrow. So this is what the actual palette looks like. And I like this. It feels like a canvas, like beach tote. So really, you know, on trend with everything that's going on with the actual palette. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay. So here's what she looks like. I am dying. And I've heard a lot of people say that this doesn't remind them of like the French Riviera, and I'm like, dude, it's 100% the French Riviera. I'm really obsessed with these colors right here and this pink, which is weird for me because I don't typically do pink shadows, but with my hair being pink and orange, I am gonna have to dive into that seriously. You guys know how I feel about swatches. I think that they are stupid and pointless, but I know you guys would probably be sitting here saying like, bitch, you should have swatched at least a couple for us. So I will go in with a couple colors. Oh my god, those feel amazing. Okay, Palermo is picking up a little bit of dust. So this is Yacht, Palermo, and Bahamas. Yacht, Palermo, and Bahamas. Very, very richly pigmented. These feel super creamy and super buttery. This one, when I went to swatch it in the pan, it did bring up quite a bit of kickback in the pan, and I will show that to you. Again, I don't mind that. I don't think that it speaks to the quality or the pigmentation of a palette. I have had palettes that swatched like shit. That stayed in my hand. Alrighty then. And that is a pressed pigment. I'm going to guess that's one of the three that is a pressed pigment. So yeah, just be prepared that they may stain. But I've had palettes that swatched like shit, but then applied beautifully on the eyes, and then vice versa. I've had palettes that were bomb as fuck, you know, on my fingers or swatched onto my, you know, my arm, and then they weren't very good on the eyes. So, I am also, with this first impression, going to be finally, y'all, trying my fair brushes that I got a couple months ago and said I was going to review, and yeah, you know how that goes. So I'm going to go, I have two of these E35s or 35Es, which is a really fluffy, like blending brush. And then I have also the 25E, which is a little bit smaller. So I'm going to use both of these to kind of build up the color. And I'm going to try to do this in real time. You guys know that I try to do the rest of my face if I'm going to be focusing on an eyeshadow palette, because I want to do it in real time. I want you to see the blend. I want you to see how they blend together with one another, and then how long did it actually take me. I don't want to start laying a product down or a shadow down and then 25 seconds later my eye makeup is done and you have no idea what happened, how I got there, etc. So I am first going to go into the shade Estate, which is just a pretty taupey shade right here. Quite a bit of kickback. I feel like that's honestly pretty standard for Anastasia shadows. It doesn't bother me. Modern Renaissance is my holy grail palette that I will continue to use forever and ever and ever. So I'm going to pick up my little mirror, and I'm going to, you guys know I like to kind of walk the product on my lid first and then blend it out. This brush feels really, really soft. And this is not too far off my skin tone, so I'm literally just laying it down to give myself a little bit of a base, and that is it. This is not in any kind of way, you know, trying to build up this color or anything like that. It's just to give me a little bit of my transition. And then you guys know that I like to really kind of pull out. My, you know, lids are so heavy and hooded that I really feel like this helps to just lift the eye and kind of pull the eye out. That is personal preference. Whatever eye shape you have, you would obviously work with your eye shape and what you feel comfortable doing. So again, I'm going to kind of stamp it in place. I don't really see, which I did tap my brush, there's not anything falling on my face, but there is a lot of fallout in this palette. I was going to try to do this and also do my assumptions video, and I also did like a 20 questions type thing where I asked people on my Facebook and in my Facebook beauty group, you know, to ask me questions and things. But because I'm really trying to focus, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do both. We can just chitty chat and talk while we're doing this, but trying to actually read questions and stuff, this would take, you know, 4 hours, and we don't want to do that. So again, I'm just literally laying down a little something. And I'm actually going to take this almost all the way up to the brow. Okay, so I mean, again, you can barely see it. It's pretty close to my actual skin tone. I'm going to show you the amount of fallout that is in here. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Again, I don't mind that. If you're using product on your customers or your clients, please don't blow on your makeup. I actually think I'm just gonna jump right in and go straight for color, and I'm gonna go in with this little Moda brush right here. It's a more flat brush, so it's going to press and lay the pigment in a little bit easier. And I'm gonna go into Bahamas, which is that hot pink. There is not much fallout in this product at all, or in this shade at all, but I think because it's a pressed pigment, it's probably obviously gonna not have as much kickback. And I am going to start, holy shit, I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna again come a little bit further up than I generally do with my makeup and kind of come down at an angle. I'm going for kind of a very colorful, bold look, I think, today, just because my hair is inspiring me so much, and because this palette is so fucking gorgeous. And I hope I like it. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. So again, I'm pressing these in first. That is just my preferred method. If you don't like doing it that way, and you'll see that I'm holding the brush way down at the bottom of the handle. You know, whatever your preference is, however you want to do this is completely up to you. There is no rhyme or reason, you know, that's what I'm comfortable with. And we're going to do the exact same thing here. Again, I'm pressing it in first. And really kind of building it up into the crease area. And then I'm going to start kind of angling it in. Almost like I'm starting to kind of create like a liner on the bottom. This pink is absolutely stunning. I already know though from that swatch and it kind of sticking so heavily to my finger that it's definitely gonna stain. Which is okay. I mean, my blood sugar palette stains my lids every time I use it, and I absolutely fucking love that palette so much, so it's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So again, pressing. And then I'm gonna go in with that clean Ferro brush that I didn't use yet, the big 35E, and I'm just gonna barely soften the edges out. That is super crazy pigmented, absolutely no fallout. This color is pretty fucking bomb so far. And we're just, again, very, very softly. I still want this to be like super intense. Very, very softly, just buffing out the edges. So yeah, the pigment is definitely there, and you can see that the ends really, you know, like nicely feathered out. So far so good. I like it. And I'm barely applying pressure here, like barely. And hopefully I've not been out of focus the entire time. My bad, guys. So again, I'm gonna also kind of drag my product out some. I don't know why I say product, my shadow, even though it's still a product. So again, just kind of pulling it out and taking this clean brush and just very softly buffing it through, just so there's no harsh lines. I mean, I definitely still want, like, you know, the pigment here. I want it to be nice and bold, but I also don't want any craziness, no harsh lines. So it's actually blending out way better than I thought it was going to, just based on the swatch on my finger, because, yeah. So I think I have that about where I want it. I'm going to lay down just a little bit more on this side. I don't feel like they're even, and we got to be even now. So again, pressing. And honestly, I feel like if you do this, like, you know, press the pigment in versus kind of starting off with a buffing motion, you can kind of control the intensity of your shadows. I think that's why I prefer to do it in this way. And then again, I'm just going to softly diffuse that. So far, I'm very impressed. And that's just one color, but that one color is pretty fucking bomb. I am now going to go in this exact same motor brush and go into the shade Can, which is that deep purple. I'm positive this is one of the other actual pressed pigments versus being a shadow. Again, basically no fallout at all. And I'm literally going to do the exact same thing right beside the pink. And I'm going to press it in. I also feel like when you press it in versus kind of buffing the product in, it's going to not like muddy up the other color that you have placed down. And then I'm going to kind of start blending this down into the inner corner with the pink to where they both kind of blend well together. Oh my god, that is so pretty. And I'm definitely stepping out of my comfort zone. These are not colors that I use on an everyday basis. or ever. But I'm really trying to go out of my comfort zone. I'm really trying to, you know, just try new things, and the rest of the palette, aside from these two, are colors that I would wear every single day. So yeah. So again, I'm just kind of helping them transition into one another very, very softly. And then I'm going to bring this down into the inner corner to match this. I love pink and purple together, and I never in a million years ever thought I would. So again, I'm going to come into the inner corner and into the crease with that purple. And then continue to press this out. And then I'm going to start blending to where they naturally kind of start fading into one another, as opposed to being pink and then purple and kind of being a little bit harsh. But again, like, no issues. There's no product on here. It's just the one that I buffed the pink out with. And this is just going to allow us to keep these two colors just looking seamlessly blended, as opposed to being a stark line between the two. So I'm actually going to go literally on top of the two. They are not getting muddy or patchy looking or anything like that. And they feel nice on the lid. I'm sure that some of you realize or know that sometimes a shadow can feel just heavy. Your lids can feel like they're getting tacky or sticky or weird. I'm not feeling that at all with these. Ooh, I'm loving this. Oh my god. I'm trying to like utilize my mirror down here as well. Although I will say I wish I could wear glasses while I do my makeup. That would be so helpful, and I would appreciate that so much if that could possibly ever happen. Yeah. I am now going to actually pick up a different clean brush because I want to add some of this Estate color, and I'll mix it with Sales, which is the white. The Estate is the very first kind of camel color we picked up. And I just want to go right on top of these two shades. Again, very, very softly, and just enough to start diffusing from the top. And again, I'm barely touching my brush. So again, that's Sales and Estate. These honestly have like way more kickback than even Modern Renaissance has, and I don't know. It doesn't bother me, but like there's a lot of kickback. A lot. Okay, so far so good. Loving it so far. I need to probably intensify the pink just a little bit over here. And I like that even building it up, it's still not, you know, kind of breaking down. It's not looking muddy or anything like that. And you guys can clearly see I'm definitely layering and blending and layering and blending, and it's still, you know, not getting muddy or weird or anything like that. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that a whole lot. I am now going to take, I want to play with so many, you guys. I want to do the Seychelles for real. So we are going to do just a tiny bit, not actually cutting the crease. I'm going to go in with my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Fair 00. And then it is just the white concealer. And I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. I do also believe that Morphe has an all-white concealer. I'm trying to think of someone else who does. But I mean, this is a very affordable brand. I paid $6 for this and got it when it was buy one, get one. So, I mean, crazy cheap. I'm going in with my Morphe M421. This is what I always use to clean up my brows and or cut my crease. And I'm going to pick up just a little bit. And I think I want to put this Seychelles right here. And I feel like if you use a white concealer versus kind of doing a more skin tone concealer, you definitely just get like more color payoff, I feel like, and the color is more true to what the color is supposed to be. Whereas if, you know, sometimes if you're putting like a skin toned concealer down, it doesn't always show true to what the actual color is. So again, I'm just coming over just a little bit. I want to just have a place on my lid to set the Seychelles down. And you can set this, you can go back over this with an actual white shadow if you wanted to, or a base shadow, but I like to keep this kind of tacky. And just press it out with my fingers, and then I'm actually going to go into Seychelles with my finger. And when I say these feel incredibly smooth, you guys, they feel incredibly, incredibly soft and silky and smooth. And I'm literally, ooh, beach! I'm literally just going to press. Oh my god, that's so pretty. I'm literally gonna press this in just on top of where I cut that area at. I got some nubby little fingers, so we're gonna use the brush as well. I'm gonna wipe it off and get any excess concealer off of it. And let's see how she applies with a brush. This is not wet at all. Oh my god. Okay, this color's absolutely fucking stunning. And I just realized I kind of look like cotton candy, and I'm living for it. Okay, that color is beautiful. I'm just going to take my finger, very, very softly tap in between the shadows, just to make sure, again, we don't have any harsh lines and everything is blended well. I'm going to wipe off my brush and get a little bit more concealer. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, that's pretty, pretty, pretty. Excited, you guys. Okay, so again, back into the ColourPop. And then, again, I'm just carving out the front part of this. I'm going to get really close so you guys can see. And you see there's no fallout or anything like that. I'm pretty damn impressed. Okay. So again, we're going to cut the crease out just a little bit in the front part. And I will definitely, obviously, you know, check in and let you guys know how long it has lasted on the lids, things like that. You know, a shadow can look amazing when you first put it on, and then 2 hours later you don't see it anymore on your lids, and you're like, I did all this work and my shit's gone. That's not fun. If we jack that side up a little bit, it'll be okay. It might be alright. So again, I'm going to go back into Seychelles with just my finger and press it in on the front half of the lid. Oh my god. Oh. I love this color. Love. And of course, especially for, you know, anyone who has longer nails, of course you can go with your brush. You can also use a wide, more like flat shader brush to do this as well. This is absolutely stunning. It definitely is blending like a dream. I feel like it is an absolutely beautiful color. This may not show up as much, but I definitely went higher on the other side, so I just want them to match a little. And then I'm gonna just buff the edges again. That's really, really pretty. Definitely cotton candy vibes. I'm living for it. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so pretty. She's slightly uneven, but we'll be okay. I'm going to go back into Can, which is that beautiful deep purple. I just want to add a little bit more purple right in here. Just because I feel like we lost the purple a little bit. And again, I'm just pressing it in. And then we're going to softly feather it out into the pink. Yes, that's much better. I really want to try to try more colors than this. I really want to, you know, use as many as I possibly can. As I'm in the shade can. So again, I'm just barely tapping my brush. And just making sure that that blend between the colors is really beautiful and really seamless. I am loving this. So I'm going to go back into that fairer brush again, the thicker one. And very softly, you can also just use your fingers as well. But just very softly diffuse the three colors. Okay, I'm living. Hopefully you guys are liking this. They are definitely performing very, very well. I'm pretty impressed. So I'm just making sure, again, you know, I like pigment, I like bold, but I do not like anything that's too crazy and too harsh. So that's why I just kind of always go back in and try to make things look a little bit better, you know. I'm going to go in with this little Luxie mini angled brush. We got this in our BoxyCharm a few months back. And I'm going to go right back into Sales, which is that matte white shade. And I'm just going to bring it up here to the brow bone. This white is actually really nicely pigmented as well. I'm really liking this. I like this look a whole lot. Palette is definitely, she's a beautiful one and I like it so much. Okay. Trying to think if I want to just continue with these or if I think I'm going to go into Monte Carlo, you guys. We're going to change it up. We're going to use a bunch of different colors because that's what a first impression is. And if the look doesn't look good, then oh well, we got our first impression. I'm going in now with my smudger brush from Real Techniques. That is what that looks like. I am like fumble fingers today. I am so sorry, guys. So it's just like a flat shader brush, and I'm going to go into Monte Carlo, which is that pretty like pinky salmon-y color. Now there's not as much fallout in here either. And I always try to continue where I stopped up top and bring it down to the bottom, just so that everything again is just nice and seamless. And I'm going to bring it all the way over. Yeah, I'm really impressed. I really like this. I was only going to take my ROUGE Labs palette and my Lit palette from ColourPop, but I might take this too. This might be going with me. And I know it's not the cleanest look. I would be here for 2 hours if I was doing a super clean, you know. But I like it. I'm digging it. And it's, you know, it's enough to get an idea of the palette and of how it's going to work and stuff like that. So, and then I'm going to take the same shade and just softly buff it up. I think too, like me having hooded lids, I always get so nervous doing different looks and kind of challenging myself. I love bold, you know, bold looks, and, you know, I've done blue and purple and green lips and different things like that, but I definitely get really nervous trying to change my eye shape or doing different things like that, but let's say I'm loving this a whole lot. I'm going to take this same little flat brush and I'm going to go into Seaside, which is the metallic silver, and it almost to me has like a pale blue shift to it. And we're going to put this right in the inner corners. Ooh, oh my god. Yeah, it definitely has a blue shift to it. Or like almost like a smoky gray. that is stunning. Not as much fallout in here either. I don't understand then why that Palermo has so much. So again, just highlighting the inner corner. That is beautiful. And we could wet this if we wanted to and obviously really intensify it. I don't typically ever feel like I have to wet my inner corner shadows. I mean, I think this is stunning just like it is. I think it looks really pretty, so. Trying to think, I want to try more colors. I'm gonna go ahead and go into Mediterranean as well, which is also the metallic or glitter pigment. This one is like a really pretty sky blue. Same exact brush. And I'm going to run it across the bottom lash line right underneath the shade Monte Carlo that we just placed down. And with this, because this is a more glitter pigment, I'm going to kind of walk it across the lid as opposed to like really kind of, you know, going to town with it, so to speak. Because typically these shadows are going to have a lot of kickback, and I don't want that all over my face. Yeah, that works just as beautifully. So again, just kind of walking it across. Oh my god, that is so pretty. And then I honestly think I want to like really smoke out the bottom lash line. So this is kind of scary, but I'm going to go into the Bahamas, which is the hot pink, yeah. And we're going to come right under. I'm still kind of staying like in the realm of it meeting where the top is. So I am going to come right under that again. Oh, that looks so pretty. Making sure y'all can see. And these colors, like all together, obviously, you know, when they blend, they're gonna create different colors together. But I'm living for this vibe so much. Oh! Yeah, I'm liking this a whole lot. I feel like the purple got away from me over here just a little bit. Or excuse me, the pink, but it'll be okay. Yeah, I'm loving it. I feel like it's performing beautifully. I don't feel like anything has gotten, you know, muddy looking or anything like that. And I'm just taking, again, this looser Farrah brush, the one that was clean, and just blending. And I definitely think that's the key with, you know, shadow application is, you know, really trying to take your time. Of course, if I was not filming, I would definitely sit down here and really create a look and take my time and stuff like that. But just taking our time, you know, blending and then applying, blending and then applying. And I feel like that's honestly like the best way to go. I definitely overall absolutely love it. I'm very impressed. I'm going to show you the palette in just a second. I want to kind of really carve this area out with that Seychelles. And the Seychelles in the pan is coming off a little bit more aqua. Of course, it's a little bit more blue on my lid because it was kind of combining with the other colors. But again, everything is like super buttery. I feel like everything blended out really beautifully. So I'm pretty damn impressed. Like super impressed. I'm going to show you the pan. Or the pans, I should say. So you can definitely see with the mattes, we've got quite a bit of kickback. Let me try to see if I can get this to focus a little bit better. Thank you, honey. So quite a bit of fallout. And then as we go across, there's not quite as much fallout, but definitely a lot of fallout in the palette. Again, not enough to make me not want it. I think it's absolutely stunning. Don't blow on your palettes again if you're going to be using these on someone else. I like it. I am super duper impressed. I think it's absolutely stunning. The pigment is for sure there. And I'm going to curl my lashes and we're going to do some mascara. And we're going to call her a day. But yeah, I'm loving it. And I don't always curl my lashes. I kind of always forget to do it, especially if I'm filming, but it definitely makes a difference, in my opinion, if you curl your lashes. And then y'all know I always use 2 different mascaras. That's just my personal preference. And I finally had to get a brand new Lash Sensational from Maybelline. So I will always go in with a mascara that has the nice little teeth on it. If she would focus. But I like to do one that has nice little like teeth on it, hard teeth, and one that is going to first kind of separate and start lengthening my lashes. That's just my personal preference. And then I like to go on top with a mascara that has a thicker, fuller wand, and one that is really going to kind of volumize and blacken and thicken. I feel like those 2 types of mascara, and they could be any brands you want, of course, but I feel like those 2 styles or types of mascaras really, really, really give you the, like, almost like falsies. I mean, they work beautifully together. I always do my bottom lashes as well. Like, even on super, super natural makeup days, I think putting, you know, just throwing some mascara on even, it just really opens up the eyes. And I feel like just makes us look awake and look refreshed, you know? Now I'm going to go in, of course, with Better Than Sex by Too Faced. And I'll show you what everything looks like right now. And then we'll put this on. And then I just, honestly, once you add this, I really, really feel like it just makes the lashes look so beautiful and so thick and so pretty. I just love it. I love the combination of these 2 mascaras. I also typically would use the Balm the Mad Lash first and then do the Better Than Sex on top. The Smashbox, I think it's called Cover Shot. That one works beautifully as well. But just, you know, the combination of the 2 I feel like is phenomenal. I feel like they work beautifully together. So I'll get close again. So hopefully you can, I mean, you can see that. I think it, it makes the lashes look absolutely stunning. And again, with me having sensitive eyes and having allergies and being blind as hell, it's just hard for me to put lashes on sometimes. Not that I'm uncomfortable with them in any kind of way, but this is my preference. And I honestly don't feel like I need lashes. If I'm doing like a pinup shoot or something like that, or I'm honestly like just in the mood for lashes and want to go like extra super duper glam, I will put some lashes on. But I mean, I feel like this does enough for me that I don't feel like I need lashes. Plus, I've been using this combination for so long, I just kind of love it. I mean, I definitely will try other mascaras and, you know, do the 2 to 3 mascaras, you know, with other types of mascara. But I found that this combination works the absolute best for me, and I love it. Again, like I said, I typically use the Balm, but it's like 18 bucks, and the Maybelline is like 8. I'm really excited to try my Kush mascara. I'll be trying that this weekend while I'm out of town, even though I don't really need to open any more mascaras, but hey, it'll be okay. Like, I'm really excited, but then I'm also like, watch it be shit, just like, you know, the other couple of mascaras I have tried recently that were supposed to be so amazing, and they weren't. So again, I don't know, I like it. I like the way these look together. And then I also don't feel like you get like spider lashes, because I cannot stand that shit at all. I love these together. So, and I will get close one more time because I don't know, this eye look is, she's pretty, y'all. She's pretty. The cotton candy vibes for real. Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will 100% be using this palette multiple times. I am impressed, and I'm sorry this video is so damn long, but I really try to do things in real time so that you guys can see, is there actually fallout on my face? Is, you know, everything blending well together? You know, is everything coming together cohesively, or is it becoming a big muddy mess, which can happen sometimes with some shadows. But yeah, I feel like they blended beautifully. The pigment is there. Tons and tons of fallout. But that is it for today, and thank you beauties so much. If you like this video at all, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe below. If you hit that notification bell, I'd be even more grateful and thankful. And please always remember to be your own best beautiful. Bye beauties.